Are you aware that Mr. Depp's attorneys well aware of the TRO that was going to be presented on May 27th?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Were you aware of that?
Lack of foundation.
Overruled if you can answer it.
Can you restate the question?
When it comes to his testimony in the Depp versus Heard defamation trial, Morgan Tremaine, who covered 3 stories concerning Amber Heard while working at TMZ, says it wasn't anything like previously. This time, Morgan has publicly referred to Elaine as a bully, describing the emotional strain Elaine caused him by repeatedly calling him a liar, a phony, and guilty of defaming the actress. However, Morgan has openly called Elaine a bully in an interview and has highlighted every single detail of how she is not a very pleasant person. Keep watching this video to the end to know more about it.
What did you think of the things that Elaine was asking you? I mean, did you feel stressed out at the time when you were on Cross? A ball of stress up there, or I mean, because you really clapped back at her pretty hard.
Well, I mean, I've said it before, but I mean, it was bullying like anybody else. I've had to deal with that from people in power for a long time, so I'm used to dealing with that kind of thing.
So why exactly does Morgan feel the urge to be calling Elaine names? Well, here's a little backstory for you. Due to a Virginia judge's decision, Johnny Depp's startling defamation case against Amber Heard proceeded with the testimony of TMZ's former employee. Judge Penny Askrit rejected the gossip website's emergency move to stop Depp from calling former field assignment manager Morgan Tremaine as a rebuttal witness during a lunch break in the Fairfax trial. Heard's attorney, Elaine also objected to Tremaine's testimony on the grounds that he ought to have been named as a witness earlier on in the trial. Tremaine had not been summoned and would be testifying of his own free will, according to Depp's attorney, Ben Chu, because of which Morgan was called to testify ultimately. On cross-examination, Morgan Tremaine, a former member of the TMZ team, was asked by Amber Heard's attorney, Elaine if he approached anyone about the matter in order to gain attention. "So this gets you your 15 minutes of fame?" Elaine inquired. "I have nothing to gain from this. I'm actually putting myself in the crosshairs of TMZ, which is a very litigious organization." Tremaine responded, "I'd say the same thing if you took Amber Heard on as a client." Ever since the clapping back right on Elaine's face, the internet has gone crazy, making memes out of the entire situation.
You know this case is being televised, right?
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
it? I can ask that question.
Overruled.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
A little argumentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly. I find that to be purely logical. Thank you.
Now, are you aware?
Additionally, Morgan opened up about Elaine getting fired by Amber Heard, saying that she did in fact deserve to get dropped by Heard as her lawyer, elaborating on how snooty Elaine's behavior toward him has been throughout the entire trial. Morgan went all in and took to his Twitter saying, "So Bestie got fired and replaced with lawyers from the same firm that failed to stop me from testifying? Do I have that right?" Before we move further, please note that the content mentioned in this video is based on theories and opinions and does not intend on hurting anyone's sentiments in particular. It is not intended on creating any kind of bias against any party. In a recent interview, Morgan called Elaine a bully as well, expressing that he only took the stand because he wanted to make sure that the truth was from his end was also out in the open and that neither of the party was served with a wrong verdict. However, for him, as Tremaine said, the entire thing turned into a mess, subjecting him to hate from people he doesn't even know, and also painted a target on his back for telling the truth, and that only.
At the time the verdict came out, everyone had already decided, had sort of picked a side, and had felt like no matter what the verdict is, I'm already on team, hashtag Team Amber or hashtag Team Johnny. For me, this was never anything political. It was just about telling the truth.
At the time the video was leaked, Tremaine worked for TMZ, but he currently represents an esports organization. Between October 2015 to August 2017, he served as the assignment manager for TMZ's video content. That's all for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.